Hello, Beasties. Welcome to 64 Beastie Man. Today, since I know War Corpse has tackled him in the past, I decided to do some Steven Raichlen videos. A great way to get my critiques in. Plus, I am an upcoming cook, as some of you might know from my cooking videos I've done in the past. Feel free to check those out in the links below. But ever since I have cooked the pork and mushrooms. Pork to me was about medium rare for about 8 minutes on a saute pan. But back to the topic at hand, Steven Raichlen. This video is him making a Buccaneer chicken. Let's get started.
Many years ago, when I was traveling around the world to do research for my book, The Barbecue Bible, I saw a sign in Guadeloupe in the French West Indies. It said, poulet boucané, smoked chicken. So I screeched to the side of the road, and I found a grill master who's using not wood for smoking his chicken, but another important local crop, sugarcane. You've heard of pirates called buccaneers. What you may not realize is that they take their name from the French Caribbean word for smoke, boucan. That's the origin of our next dish, buccaneer chicken. And it uses a smoking fuel that may surprise you, sugarcane. Step number 1, spatchcock the chicken. Spatchcocking.
Okay, right around here, you see that he has the spatchcock chickens in an icy bath. This is definitely kind of a problem because you want your meat to cook all the way through when you put them on the grill or smoker for the first time. I mean, if you do the ice bath trick, what you'll end up with is it'll be cooked on the outside, it'll be warm there, but going on the inside, it'll be pretty cold. So you'd have to cook it unevenly.
Spatchcocking means to cut out the backbone, open the chicken up like a book so it cooks flat. And the reason you spatchcock a chicken is to maximize the surface area exposed to the spice and smoke. So first you want to cut out the backbone. Next, open the chicken up. And you see here this little piece of white cartilage at the head of the breastbone. You want to cut through the white cartilage and then snap the chicken open on either side of the breastbone. Run your thumb down the breastbone, crack it in the center, pull up, and pull down to remove the breastbone. Here's the spatchcocked chicken. You can see it lays flat. So I'll put the chicken back over ice.
Alright, not a problem there.
So I'll just swap
Having the
out
chicken
the
lie
cutting
down.
board and wash my hands.
Again, with the
and
ice
grab
bath
another
method,
cutting board.
why not just leave them
And step number
unattended
2,
in heat for
make
an
the
hour or
marinade.
two?
Start with 6
At least they'll get them up
cloves
to
of
room
garlic.
temperature.
And you want to just lightly crush the garlic. Add the garlic. Finely chopped chives. In the French West Indies, they'd use a chive-like plant called an escallion. For firepower, we're using Scotch bonnet chilies or their cousins, the habanero. These are exceedingly hot peppers. They measure 200,000 on the Scoville scale. Just to give you a frame of reference, a jalapeno chili is about 5,000 Scovilles.
Yeah, that's another thing. I can't handle anything spicy. Otherwise, I'd be coughing all over the goddamn place.
Then add thinly
I mean, I'm sorry for anybody that likes spicy foods. I cannot stand them.
sliced onion and fresh thyme, lots of fresh thyme. This is one of the defining flavors of French Caribbean cooking. and whole allspice berries, then dark rum, vegetable oil, fresh lime juice, and you can cut up a fresh lime. That way you get some of that aromatic lime zest flavor. Then a generous pinch of salt and freshly ground black pepper, and just stir to mix.
All right, nothing wrong there.
Spread half of the seasoning mixture in the bottom of a baking dish. Arrange the spatchcock chickens on top. Then spoon the remaining seasoning mixture over the chickens. Now spread that aromatic onion, chili, lime mixture. Then tightly cover the chicken with plastic wrap and marinate it in the refrigerator for at least 6 hours, preferably overnight. To cook the Buccaneer chicken, I'm using this monster Komodo Kamado. It has a double latch, a hinged lid, these super thick ceramic walls that really hold in the heat, plus a seal to seal in moisture. This is a dream machine. To fire the cooker, I've loaded the coal basket with natural lump charcoal. Then grab about 1/3 of a chimney of lit charcoal and pour it on top of the unlit charcoal. This is called a top-down burn. And then here's the next thing that makes Buccaneer chicken so delectably different. Instead of using wood chips, we're actually going to place sugarcane stalks on the coals.
Okay.
Now, place the lid on the cooker.
I mean, I'd assumed that with the sugar cane, you give the Buccaneer chicken a bit of a sweet flavor to it, just from the sugar cane flavoring that's burning inside. I don't know. Does anybody actually like sweet chicken?
Then you want to build a sort of platform for the chicken with split sugarcane batons. And the chicken is actually going to cook right on the sugarcane. The heat, the sugarcane juices mixed with the chicken, again, an additional layer of flavor. So here's the marinated chicken, and you want to just pick it up and lay it on those sugarcane sticks. Beautiful. Now pour the marinade over the chickens. Then close the lid of the cooker, seal the latch, and you want to adjust the vents, bottom vent about 1 pencil width open, top vent you close all the way and then back it off 2 inches. We want to be at about 275 degrees. Cook time for this Buccaneer chicken, about 2 to 2.5 hours. Meanwhile, I'm going to show you how to make the sauce chien, the dog sauce. The traditional table sauce in the French West Indies is called sauce chien, dog sauce. You can think of it as a sort of volcanic vinaigrette. It starts with minced Scotch bonnet chili for heat, and minced shallot, thinly sliced scallion, minced garlic, finely chopped parsley, salt, freshly ground black pepper, and then here's the vinaigrette part. We'll cut a lemon in half, squeeze it through your fingers to catch any seeds, extra virgin olive oil, and finally, a technique you may never have seen before. You add boiling water to the sauce chien. What the boiling water does is it just takes some of the rawness from the shallots and garlic away. Very fresh, very colorful. And let's just take a taste. Nice balance of heat, acidity, and aromatics.
Okay. I assume that was a cup of boiling water that he added there. Now, this might be a personal preference of mine, but I would have done about half a cup if I had that measuring cup there. Because it would allow the olive oil to kind of soak into the vinaigrette without having to be pushed up. And it would give it a nice oily taste for a vinaigrette if I ever wanted to have it on a salad. Just my opinion.
So here's your sauce chien. I'll just pour it in a serving bowl.
But with a cup like that, it just seems like it'd be a little too liquidy.
It's been 2.5 hours. Let's check on the chicken. Check it out. How cool does that look? The chicken on the sugar cane. Just pull off one. All right. So here's your Buccaneer chicken. And I'll put one on a platter. And to serve with it, a popular West Indian side dish, grilled plantains.
Fuck grilled plantains. They fucking taste like dog shit wrapped inside of a banana. I mean, unless I get green plantain chips, fuck plantains.
The other one, I'll put on the cutting board. So let's see how we did. A little sauce chien, dog sauce.
Hold on. Let me just blow this up real quick. Let's see if I can go back a bit. No. Let's see. Oh, that's just a dark pink. Because if it were a lighter pink, I th I thought it might have been a little bit underdone, but guess it's my eyes playing tricks on me.
A little sauce chien, dog sauce. That is really different. It's a much lighter smoke flavor, herbaceous, herb-like. Remember, sugarcane is actually an edible grass.
I mean, there'd be a couple different things I would have done. Number one, not using the fucking ice bed method. I would have still refrigerated it, but I would have left it an hour and two out in the hot sun to get it up to room temperature before I smoked it. Anyways, how long have I been going for? 14 minutes. I guess I could do another Raichlen video. This one is... God, shut the fuck up, Dad. Okay, this one is a reverse seared prime rib.
Prime rib may be the most lavish piece of meat you ever purchase, so you may be surprised to learn that cooking a whole prime rib is monastically simple. The secret? A smoking technique called reverse searing. I like to think of prime rib as the Mount Everest of smoking. It's magnificent, it's impressive, it's expensive, and everybody wants to conquer it. This is a whole prime rib, 7 bones, and 22 pounds of pure proteinaceous pleasure. The first step is to French the prime rib. Frenching means cutting the meat away from the ends of the bones. You remove this thick cap of fat. What you do is just with your boning knife come down, follow the bones, then take the knife and cut on one side of the bone and between the bones. Come up this side, and then using the tip of the knife, you just want to scrape the meat off the bones. Why do you French a prime rib? Well, first of all, for obvious aesthetic reasons. It looks great. It also makes it easier and cleaner to pick up the bones with your hands. By the way, save this chunk of fat. This is great for making Yorkshire pudding and greasing a grill grate when you go to grill steaks. Next,
All right.
Drizzle the prime rib with extra virgin olive oil
Why?
and rub the oil into the meat. The other side of the meat as well. Now generously, and I mean generously, season the meat with smoked salt or coarse sea salt. And this is oak smoked sea salt from right here in California. Okay. And next, season the prime rib with freshly ground black pepper.
Okay.
Finally, season the prime rib with garlic powder.
I'll say this though, with garlic powder, you might want to be careful with how much you put on it, because if you put on too much, you'll end up tasting like this garlicky food the moment it comes off the grill.
And that may be the most labor-intensive part of the whole preparation. Next, the smoker. To smoke the prime rib, I'm using a Memphis wood fire grill. It's Wi-Fi enabled, so you can control it with your phone. It's fueled by these hardwood pellets made of compressed sawdust. I'm using oak, and you want to load the hopper. And let me show you how a pellet grill works. So this is
Great.
the cook
A
chamber.
pellet grill. Goddamn pellet grill. I might have to get War Corps in on this to comment on it, because this is a big issue. Wood pellet doesn't, for the most part, wood pellet grills won't give you as good a taste as regular grills will.
And if you just remove the grill grate, and then you lift this plate, and you can actually see the burn chamber. The pellets drop down that chute and produce both heat for cooking the meat and smoke. So what you want to do is grab the prime rib by the bones and set it in the middle of the smoker. The essence of reverse searing, it's a slow smoke to cook the prime rib through, then a hot sear at the end to crust the exterior. The beauty of the method, you cook the prime rib to the exact degree of doneness you want. I like 135. It's a perfect medium rare. Prime rib is traditionally served with horseradish sauce. Thought about it and thought, well, what if we took the horseradish and we folded it into unsweetened whipped cream? And then to
I thought prime rib was usually served with a juice sauce.
reinforce the heat, we added mustard and hot sauce. You wind up with a 3-hot horseradish sauce that melts into the meat when you add a spoonful. It's really quite remarkable. The Three Hots horseradish sauce starts with unsweetened whipped cream. Add mayonnaise, prepared or freshly grated horseradish, that's your first hot. Dijon-style mustard, that's your second hot. And hot sauce of choice, that's your third hot. And salt to taste. Whisk these ingredients to mix. We'll just take a taste. Whew. That is a horseradish sauce with a kick. After 2 hours of smoking, the internal temperature should be around 110 degrees. Wow. Is that gorgeous or what? So, what you want to do is transfer the prime rib to a sheet pan. And now, this is the reverse part of the reverse searing. Increase the temperature of the smoker to 400 degrees. While the grill is heating, back to the roast. The next step is to loosely tent the prime rib with foil and let it rest for about 20 minutes. Now, you know how when you traditionally roast a prime rib, you pull it off the grill, you let it rest for 20 minutes, it cools off, and so when you serve it, it's not as hot as you would like it. Well, another advantage of reverse searing, you let it rest now, then you return it to the grill for the final sear, then you can serve it hot off the grill.
Yeah, you might want to tell everybody that putting tinfoil wrap on a prime rib will also help it to retain its heat.
Wood smoke complements the luscious, sanguine flavor of prime rib perfectly. You've got a salty crust on the outside. You've got rare beef with all those wonderful, beefy, meaty flavors on the inside. And then the wood smoke ties it all together. So the prime rib has rested for 20 minutes, and 400 degrees, we're up to temperature. So put the prime rib back on the grill for its final high temperature sear. Cooking time about 15 to 20 minutes. So the final sear should be ready. Oh, look at that. Awesome. So we'll take the roast off. So here's the prime rib. And another advantage of reverse searing, you don't need to let the roast rest. So what I like to do to serve prime rib is, first of all, run the knife down the ribs and cut the ribs off the roast. Starting at one end, cut the prime rib into slices. Look at that.
That prime rib actually
It's tender,
looks pretty good.
moist. I am so excited about trying this.
I might just have to make a reverse seared prime rib one day.
Here's your prime rib and a spoonful of the Three Hots horseradish sauce. And the moment I've been waiting for.
Okay, couple things. Number one, if it were me making prime rib, I would have just went with a juice sauce to help give the prime rib a bit more flavor to it. Two, I don't know what it is with Steven Raichlen taking small bites of the prime rib, or any food he tastes for that matter, but I like to cut my portions into big bite-sized pieces. Like, it should be about the size of a golf ball when you cut into it and taste it.
First thing you notice is the smoke flavor, because prime rib usually isn't smoked. It's incredibly tender thanks to that long, slow smoke, great crust, and then the 3 Hots horseradish sauce. It's so multi-dimensional with the mustard and the hot sauce. Incredible.
Alright. And that about does it for those videos. I mean, if it were up to me, first thing I do, especially with the ice bath thing, is I would take the ice bath and I would dump all that ice onto the ground and just let whatever I'm cooking stay in the hot baking sun for about an hour and a half, just so it gets up to room temperature to smoke. Number two, I'd be very careful about saucing my meat because I want the meat to stand out. And number three, the bite sizes. As soon as I'd finished cooking my meat, I'd cut my meats into big bite-sized pieces. But apparently Steve Raichlen is a famous chef in Maryland, so what the fuck do I know about Maryland chefs anyways?